The Call 7 investigators asking tough questions about the status of crude oil in flood areas. This is one of the reasons Air Tracker 7 over a tank near Milliken this morning. That's what you see right there. It's on its side at this point, and there appears to be something leaking into the floodwaters. No oil booms are visible. Call 7 investigator John Ferrugia joins us now. And John, you've been with the state inspectors in the field, and it's going to take some time for them to get to all of these oil and gas sites, right?
Yeah, Kelly, that's right. In a flood this size that's just pummeled the oil and gas field, spills like this are not unexpected. Now, there have been 2 reported spills near Milliken, more than 5,000 gallons of oil into the Platte River. State regulators and Anadarko, that's the operator involved, say booms have been put into the water to soak up the spills, not the one we're talking about that you just showed us. The EPA also involved tells me that a second spill did not make it to the river. That's a spill reported late yesterday, but they don't know the amount of oil involved in that one. Meanwhile, inspection and assessment teams are working all over the flooded areas, examining wells and storage. And when you see the power of the water, you understand why there could be so much damage. This is a damaged oil tank that holds hundreds of barrels of crude at a wellhead site near where the spill was reported. It was a tank like this that was leaking. Because so many of these sites are still in deep water, teams from the state's Oil and Gas Conservation Commission don't yet know how many may be damaged or even leaking.
The wellhead's intact. This one has remote telemetry on it, so the operator was able to shut this well in before this event happened.
John Axelson and Mike Leonard are 2 inspectors who are eyeballing wells in the state's flooded areas looking for leaks. Most of these high-tech operations remotely shut down their wells as the water began to rise.
The bottom casing that comes out of the ground, it's the strongest portion. If we saw that was compromised, that could be a serious issue.
But so far, this team has found no damage to the wellheads.
And as you can see, the debris come up and pushed it over. But the wellhead itself is intact.
The heads show up in this inundated field almost like small beaver dams, where rocks, limbs, and even tree trunks have piled up around the wellheads, whose lines extend thousands of feet into the earth.
We'd be looking for residual sheens on the water from
bubbling at the surface in the standing water.
Yeah. That's what you're looking for?
Yeah.
That could indicate a serious breach. In this field, there seems to be no leaking. Each team of inspectors has this map showing the river basins, including a mile on either side, and where the wells are in each sector. Each red dot is a well.
And our issue now is, again, waiting till the water recedes. So some of these we just can't get close enough.
And this is just the beginning of a very extensive assessment that will take many days. Now, we've confirmed that the State Oil and Gas Conservation Commission is now aware of this right here, this latest overturned tank near Milliken. There is a survey team in the air right now to assess this and to look for additional spills. Thus far, the agency has received reports of small sheens on the water in several areas, but has not determined whether there's any significant discharges, as these floodwaters are preventing them from accessing many of these areas. Meanwhile, both the state assessment teams and the operators, the companies, are going to continue to check every well in these flooded areas until all the tanks and the wellheads are known to be secure. In the newsroom, I'm John Ferrugia, 7 News.